A number of health, poverty, housing and environmental organizations along with academics have written to Chancellor Jeremy Hunt MP, to request the introduction of an emergency energy tariff in his autumn statement, which is due to be delivered in Parliament on Wednesday, November 22. The emergency energy tariff would use the UK government's existing energy price guarantee mechanism to fix the unit costs and standing charges for vulnerable groups at a lower level. Campaigners have suggested that this is fixed at the levels of energy bills in winter 2020-21, which would see eligible households' energy bills reduced by approximately £87 each month from current levels, a saving of around 46%. The letter to the Chancellor cites new research by the Warm This Winter campaign which shows that over a third, 38%, of people from households where someone is under the age of 5, pregnant, over 65 or with pre-existing health conditions think they won't, or may not be able to, afford to put the heating on at all this winter. Research by campaigners suggests that almost two-thirds, 62%, of vulnerable households already want to put the heating on, but are worried about the cost. A new petition for the emergency energy tariff has been launched on the Warm This Winter campaign website here. Simon Francis, coordinator of the End Fuel Poverty Coalition, which is part of the campaign to introduce the tariff, said, "The reality of this winter is that, without support, we will be a nation sheltering in warm spaces, cowering in one room of our homes or wrapped up inside like the Michelin Man. This should not be acceptable in a modern society." The proposed emergency energy tariff is a specific, targeted, time-limited and practically possible intervention which the Chancellor can make to send direct help to households who are most at risk of living in cold, damp homes. He added that the UK government should meet with charities to finalise the details of the proposal. A survey of 2,000 adults across the UK in October commissioned by the Warm This Winter campaign suggests that 83% of people would support such a measure. The research also suggests that, among those who will have to cut back on essentials to afford their energy bills or can't afford them, the plans for an emergency energy tariff would provide them with enough financial support to enable them to avoid the worst of the winter crisis. Fi Waters, spokesperson for the Warm This Winter campaign, said, "As millions of households batten down the hatches and prepare for a miserable winter in cold, damp homes, only the UK government can now prevent a winter crisis." As well as this emergency tariff for those now priced out of the market, people want to see bills come down permanently, which is going to require government action. "We need to see beefed-up programs to insulate homes, more heat pumps fitted, which are cheaper to run, and more homegrown renewable energy built so we can get off expensive gas." Jan Short, General Secretary of the National Pensioners Convention, said, "Government financial support for this winter is absolutely crucial to older and vulnerable people. A longer-term effective policy of addressing fuel poverty must contain genuine and active moves to sustainable, renewable and affordable energy." The Chancellor has also recently been urged to use the autumn statement to tackle record levels of existing energy debt through a Help to Repay scheme, which would be in addition to support for tariffs to prevent debt levels escalating further. Researchers examined the makeup of groups who think they will or could be unable to afford to turn the heating on this winter and found little difference between groups who work or do not work. They found that 27% of people who are not on benefits can't or may not be able to afford to heat their home. However, with 50% of benefit recipients saying they will not or may not be able to afford to turn their heating on, campaigners have also called for the UK government to upweight pensions and benefits in line with inflation and remove punitive measures such as the two-child benefits cap. The initial research to inform the development of the proposal and targeting of support was undertaken by the University of Oxford's Environmental Change Institute and Cambridge Architectural Research. Get the latest record money news. Join the conversation on our Money Saving Scotland Facebook group for energy and money saving tips, the latest benefits news, consumer help and advice on coping with the cost of living crisis. Sign up to our Record Money newsletter and get the top stories sent to your inbox daily from Monday to Friday, including a special cost of living edition on a Thursday. Sign up here. You can also follow us on X, formerly Twitter, at @recordmoney_ for regular updates throughout the day. Dr. Jason Palmer, Cambridge Architectural Research, said, "Financial support for households struggling with fuel poverty is critical this winter, and only with government help will the most vulnerable people stay out of hospital and avoid anxiety from going into debt. This support should run in parallel with much greater investment in energy efficiency to address fuel poverty and bring down carbon emissions from homes." Dr. Tina Fawcett, Associate Professor, University of Oxford, said, "Our research has helped identify how to effectively target vital support to households most at risk this winter. To avoid future energy bill crises, locally we need more investment in energy efficiency and energy advice, and nationally we must rapidly reduce our dependence on fossil fuels." Join the Daily Records WhatsApp community here and get the latest news sent straight to your messages.